goals and intentions, joining the face, getting all the administrative stuff out of the way over this week, and really thinking about preparing your mind and surroundings and planning your food. Over the second week, we will be incorporating food eliminations and crowding in more nutrient-dense foods, and we'll follow the food plan that I suggested. Now, the guidelines and the food plans that I've laid out are not hard and fast. Everybody is different that's coming into the program. So people might be in different places, whether it's coming in for more energy, for changing habits, or losing weight, losing fat. Everybody's in a different place. So this program is very general, and you have to kind of take the guide and see what works best for you. Some people may say, I absolutely cannot eliminate coffee, and I will just not do that over the 30 days. What kind of suggestions I make is, basically tapering down on certain things and seeing how you feel and being more aware of how you feel over time. So I just want you to know the food plans and the guidelines that I provide in the starter guide and the materials that are provided are not hard and fast. You have to listen to your body and trust what is best for you. So over the last 2 weeks, beginning in the second week, we'll do some eliminations and begin crowding in some other foods that we may not have introduced into our diet on a daily basis. In the third and fourth week, we'll really be introducing more intermittent fasting. 2 days out of the 7 days, we'll be doing bone broth fasts. And I'll explain a little bit more about the benefits of intermittent fasting. So that's just generally the guideline. The most important thing is really following through the Facebook community. And I know there's a couple of people that are in the program that aren't on Facebook. So I'll be periodically sending materials out via email. But most of the people that are involved in the program are on the Facebook group. And that's where you're going to get the most experiential and interactive experience is going to be the most beneficial for everybody. Okay. Let's see. For some reason I can't. Medical disclaimer. I'm not a medical service provider. I'm a coach, and basically this program is a health coaching program. So my name is Tina Hong. I'm a certified health coach and the wellness program director for my business called Goodness Multiplied Living Well Programs. I've been coaching for a while, one-on-one as well as group programs online, and also have been teaching classes, cooking classes, and really my focus has been around food as medicine. So incorporating the right foods to help you detox, incorporating the right foods to help you lose fat and feel better and have more energy. I've done a lot of study and work around adrenal fatigue and hormone balancing, and that's an area that I'm very passionate about. So both for women and men, it's important to be able to have the right foods to have the right hormone development and over time. So anyway, I'm just going to keep moving here because I have eating away time. So dear body, I'm sorry I've treated you this way, feeding you the wrong foods and not taking care of you. I promise to do better and get back to the best shape and fitness level you can be. We can do it. So you guys made a commitment for this 30 days, and I commend you and I congratulate you for doing this. It's going to be a journey. So your choice is, you choose which hard that you want, basically. The work that you put into it is really what you're going to get out of it. And this program is to guide you, and the coaching will be there and to support you. And the group format is successful because it helps us to motivate each other. So it's proven that it works in a group format, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy it and embrace this process and be excited about it and be committed to it. So I'm going to help you get there. So part of the 30 days is really sort of a cleanse. A lot of people have responded in the surveys about fatigue, digestive issues, anxiety, and mood swings, brain fog, you know, weight loss plateaus, things like that. These are the things that will be addressed over the 30 days in terms of the foods that we eat. Over the 30 days, you will feel much better if you stick to the plan. So I don't really need to get into this too much, but cleaning up your diet reduces inflammation. It improves your digestion. It gives you pure energy where you don't have to be amped up on coffee first thing in the morning. You're really going to be getting your energy from nutrient-dense foods. And healthy weight loss. So the weight loss, a normal average weight loss should be about 2 pounds, 1 to 2 pounds per week. Depending on where you are and how your diet has been prior to this program, some people may experience more weight loss than others. So really, it really depends on what your goals are and basically how you've been eating prior to the program. So it's important to keep that in mind and keep realistic goals of 1 to 2 pounds per week. But if you've been carrying on with a junk food diet or a fast food diet for quite a while, you may experience even more changes over the 30 days. And as a participant of my program, basically we're going to be setting and accomplishing goals. We're going to be focusing on a paleo, low-carb eating plan. And we're going to be working around understanding and reducing our cravings, increasing our energy levels, and learning about mindfulness. A lot of the times, you know, I say this to clients as well as just general audiences. It's not one thing to just say this is what you should eat, and this is how you're going to lose weight, and this is the program that you should follow, and basically expect weight loss, expect changes instantaneously. It's very difficult for those kind of changes sometimes to happen very quickly, because really it's about habits and patterns of eating and how we nourish ourselves on and off the plate. So I really focus a lot about your lifestyle choices even, and your relationships and all of those stressors that come into life and how it affects us in terms of the choices that we make on and off the plate. So all those things are really important, and I'll be incorporating some of those philosophies and strategies throughout the program, and that's what I incorporate in my one-on-one coaching programs, and that's what really works. So the program includes the coaching support, the Facebook community. We're going to have workout tips and programs. We have a great lineup of speakers. I'm so excited about. That's one of the things I've been busy with this week is I have amazing speakers that are going to give us tips and advice and meditations throughout the program. So I'm really excited about that. So as Dr. Mark Hyman said, Americans are overfed and undernourished. That's right. So why are our children and adults in this country obese? We are all nutritionally deficient. And so the focus of this program is really about nutrient-dense foods. And we want to take a safe approach to the Whole Foods program, and it's all about eating fresh, organic, low glycemic fruits and vegetables that will help us to eliminate, help us to digest. We won't be counting carbs and calories or fat. You know, we will be using general guidelines, and again, everybody is going to be different. We're going to be focused on cleansing and renewal with the Whole Foods and clean proteins, and we're going to be sustaining healthy habits. So we will be eliminating coffee, dairy, gluten, alcohol, packaged and sugary processed foods, and flours. So I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really going to be, you are going to be the sole cruise ship director in terms of what you can or cannot do. But an earnest start to try to eliminate or at least taper down in the first week is going to be really important. So I promise if you try to taper down on your coffee addictions and, the sugar addictions, that will be a really good, successful first week to begin with. So our mindful paleo 30 goals are really about retraining habits and practicing mindfulness. Again, we're going to be following a low carb paleo diet compliant food plan that consists of green leafy vegetables and a variety of vegetables, clean land and sea animal proteins, and healthful fats. We're going to be eliminating inflammatory and fat-storing foods like sugar, coffee, legumes, GMO processed foods. And we're going to be doing some intermittent fasting. Again, we have some great wellness experts, and I'll mention, I'll show you some of the people that we're going to have on. So over the 30 days, no caffeine, no sugary beverages like soda, juices, no sugar in terms of packaged foods, no gluten, no dairy, no processed takeout fast foods, no booze. So the booze thing, I know that's a really tough one for a lot of people in the middle of summer in August. And it's like, oh my God, you're asking me to eliminate drinking when I'm used to drinking 2 or 3 days a week with my dinner. It's really up to you. So you decide on what you can do. So if it's everything is done in moderation, and basically you'll decide on what's going to be best for you. What I say throughout the program, it is 30 days. That's a long time. But if you stick with the program, be involved with the group, it won't feel like it's giving up so much. Because you're going to be gaining so much in terms of mindfulness practice and really being able to, think of 30 days as practice. And yes, some days will be better than others. And some days you will have a glass of wine, and that's okay. So it's not about beating yourself up over it, but it's about take a look at the 30-day plan as a chance for you to really practice and start changing habits. So what is a paleo diet? We're going to be eating good amounts of animal protein, pasture-raised and grass-fed meat, low, moderate amounts of fruits and nuts. So even though fruits and nuts are healthy for us, we want to keep our sugar low, our blood sugar low, and we want to, incorporate healthy fats that don't weigh us down. We're going to be eliminating cereal grains and legumes from our diet. Those don't serve us in terms of weight loss or fat loss. So, you may or may not be familiar with the paleo lifestyle approach, but it's a hunter-gatherer caveman diet. And basically, it's really how the caveman or the Inuits ate thousands of years ago, and was able to forage trees and plants and hunt down land and fish, land and seafood for eating, for nourishment. And so if you can think of yourself in that way and saying, we want to eat closest to the source in terms of plants, land, and sea, I think those are just very basic guidelines that will help guide you. And if we can get closest to the source, local foods, organic foods, as clean as possible, we're going to feel much, much better right away. And food is data, and food that you eat is data, and it tells us about our sensitivities and allergies. You may through these eliminations, you may realize you actually feel a lot better without dairy. You may uncover digestive imbalances. Over the 30 days, the amount and quality of sleep that you have is going to be important. The amount of exercise and movement and being aware of that is going to be important. And eliminating levels of toxicity in your body through the foods and the air and our environment is going to be important. And, as we go through the program, I'll touch upon all of these topics. hormone balancing, and maximizing neurotransmitters and minimizing adrenal stress. And again, good balance of vitamins and minerals. So how you nourish affects your external trademark. Your life is your message to the world, and so make sure it's inspiring. I want to keep these kind of messages going in our mind, and food is medicine. So about the food planning, what we are not going to eat are these kind of foods, including those Starbucks frappuccinos and lattes and so forth that, we habitually stop at on the way to work or on the way to the office, or 3 o'clock, or, 3 o'clock lulls we grab for. These are not the type of foods that we will be having over the 30 days. And truly, I know that the alcohol and drinking alcohol is a sticky subject for a lot of people. But honestly, when you do this, you will feel so much better. It will be worth it. And you will start, when you come back to drinking once in a while and having a glass of wine, you will have much better control after the 30-day program. So what do we want to eat? We want to eat fresh fruits and vegetables, a variety of phytonutrients that have a rainbow of colors to it. Because they all serve different vitamins and minerals for our body. We want fresh land and sea proteins, and I've given you food lists and so forth. We want to drink lots of water and incorporate our early morning cocktail, rising cleanse cocktail, I call it. So we want to have in the 30-day menu guide, really, it's about when you first get up in the morning. It's going to be really important before you grab your coffee or anything else to truly hydrate well. So drinking 16 ounces of room temperature water with lemon juice. If you want to add apple cider, like Bragg's, a cap full of Bragg's to your rising morning cocktail, you could do that. But 16 ounces of room temperature water is going to be important. So have that first thing in the morning before you eat anything. You can have your supplements with it, your vitamins with it, or whatever. If maybe you're taking medications, have that first thing in the morning. If your medications are directed without food. So in terms of breakfast, if you're on a fat loss, you want to see some accelerated weight loss over the next 30 days. What I recommend is doing protein smoothies in the morning. So I have new recipes that I'm going to be uploading shortly. But basically it's green smoothies with protein powder and other stuff in it. And it will sort of be your breakfast, and it will be nourishing enough, but you're going to have snacks in the morning. If you're on a fat loss plan, a significant accelerated fat loss plan over the 30 days, do the protein smoothies. If you are okay with just losing 1 to 2 pounds per week, I want you to have real food. And real food is, eggs and avocados, and even, don't be so resistant to having vegetables in the morning. We're going to eliminate dairy, but I'm allowing kefir, which is a fermented dairy, and it has natural probiotics in it. So incorporating probiotic foods throughout the 30 days is highly encouraged. And so you will decide on basically what track that you're on and how much you're going to have and how much you're not going to have. I'm not going to prescribe this in a very specific way because everybody eats differently. If you're challenged with time in the morning, I would say prep your smoothies and have the smoothies on your way to work. And by 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, make sure you have snacks like hard-boiled eggs or your nuts, or even pieces of turkey or whatever you might have, nut butters by 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, depending on what time you get up. So lunch and dinners, it's about eating the paleo plate. You can choose whatever recipes you want. I've given you some ideas around paleo focused recipe apps that you could download on your phone. And those will also give you ideas if you're eating away from home, what kind of choices you want to make. Sorry. I don't know why this is doing this. So, in the second week of the program, I invite you, if you are on a fat loss plan, to consider 2 consecutive days of intermittent fasting. So that means from 5 p.m. the day before. You can decide on what days it is. I'm just suggesting day 1 and Monday and Tuesday, but it could be Wednesday, Thursday. You decide those days where, that's going to be most convenient for you. It may land on the weekends. Maybe it lands on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. You decide. But 2 consecutive days of intermittent fasting where from 5 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day, you'll just be having bone broth. And bone broth you can purchase and make on your own is going to be better. If you're in the North Jersey local area, I have bone broth that I make batches of every week. I can deliver that to you. But basically from 5 p.m. to 12 the next day, we're going to do 2 days of intermittent fasting with just the bone broth. You'll have water and bone broth and really not much of anything else. And you will feel good. You will feel good after doing that for 2 days. So from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., the time that you're not on the bone broth fast, that 5 to 6 hour window, you're going to be incorporating your proteins and fats and as much as you can to full satiation. So you're not going to try to meet your daily protein requirements and fat requirements during that 5 hour period, but basically you want to have a plentiful lunch and you want to have a good snack and maybe a light dinner within that 5 to 6 hour period. You can decide on how you want to break up the meals during that 5 to 6 hour period. But basically, for 2 days, we'll be doing that. So the benefits of intermittent fasting is really your blood levels of insulin will drop significantly, which will initiate more fat burning mode. When your insulin drops, basically your body will be searching for glycogen, intermuscular glycogen, sugar in your body for food. And basically, if your blood sugar is low, your body will start converting to searching for fat to burn as fuel. So the 2 days of intermittent fasting will be very good to do on a weekly basis, beginning in week 2. You can start that right away. But basically, if you're not used to the eliminations, I ask you to take the first week and just making that transition. It's great for, growth hormones. Basically, if you're doing strength training, it's great for muscle gain. It's great for cellular repair. So, clearing out any debris and toxins in your system. And basically giving you protection against disease and gene expression. So better gene expression. So again, that's the 30-day menu guide. As you guys have questions along the way, feel free to, post those questions on the Facebook group and we'll chat about it. And the more we share with each other, the more we will learn from each other and learn from our questions. So the Mindful Paleo plate will look like this. and I think Martha, you mentioned, wow, this is so many vegetables. It's more vegetables than I anticipated. Well, here's my strategy around this. So I know some of the slow burn clients, focused on the human food diet, and it's really significant amount of fatty proteins and animal proteins. Initially, as we Lois said, did you give us apps for the paleo recipes? Lois, it's in the email, but I will post it again. There's several apps called Caveman Feast, Paleo Plate, Paleo Freezer. There's a bunch of them that you could download. They have delicious, simple recipes. There's Easy Paleo. If you just look up paleo recipes online, I picked those specifically because I like the recipes on it. I think they're simple and they're also healthful. And most of those are low carb. So being paleo isn't necessarily low carb, but what I'm subscribing to is more low carb. You see that there's no real grains in this paleo plate. So we're going to eliminate all kinds of grains, wheat, gluten, rice, and minimize that as much as possible. The transition between going from a very sugary, refined carbohydrate diet directly to a paleo plate sometimes is very difficult for people. So what I suggest is crowding in organic vegetables and leafy greens is really critical. Focusing on that initially so that you really cleanse your palate and change your taste for food is really, really important. And so the amount of proteins and the fats that you're going to have will really depend on where you're at in terms of how you've been eating before. But what I recommend initially is to have at least like 40 to 50% of your plate or your daily intake of foods to be vegetables and leafy greens specifically, especially initially. And we want to complement that with at least 30 to 40% of protein. Believe it or not, most people are under proteined. And there's a lot of controversy out there that people are eating too much protein. But if we are not maintaining our level of protein in our diet, we're actually, our bodies are just eating our muscle and diminishing our muscles. So it's important to maintain our minimum requirements for protein. Now, the USDA government has minimum protein requirements of something like 30 to 40 grams for women. And we know for a fact through research and studies that that's not even remotely enough. So having 3 to 4 ounces of chicken or steak or eggs, having 2 or 3 eggs, incorporating fish in each meal is really, really important. So an average woman of say 140, 150 pounds should be eating about 30 grams of 30 grams of protein per meal, not per day. So basically, you need to be incorporating that throughout the day. So 30 to 40 grams, 40 for men, 30 for women, for each meal. And that equates to about 3 to 4 ounces of chicken or eggs or fish in each meal. So fats do help satiate hunger and cravings, and that's really important. But actually protein, if we're eating adequate levels of protein, that's going to satiate our cravings throughout the day. And the kinds of grass-fed animal proteins we're going to have are the broths. You can have chicken legs. We want to have wild versus farmed. We can have organ meats, organic chicken livers, or shrimps and seafood, grass-fed ground beef, eggs, eggs, eggs. Make sure your fridge is stocked with organic eggs, because those are, if you can't eat eggs, then make sure your fridge is stocked with fresh fish and meats and organ meats or other seafood that you quickly can put together. Really doesn't take much to cook fish. It takes like 10 minutes. And if you can't do a lot of cooking at home, it's just about making these choices away from home. So the healthy fats and omega-3s, we want to incorporate our seeds like chia and ground flax and ground chia, and pumpkin seeds. You can have some nuts, and a handful of nuts is fine per day. You don't want to be snacking on nuts all day long, but you want to have these healthful fats and incorporate these healthful fats and combine them with your proteins and combine them with your vegetables. And in your smoothies, having coconut oil, having a tablespoon of coconut oil and dropped into your smoothie blender is perfectly great to do. That's medium chain triglycerides that will actually help us to burn fat. So that's really, really good to do. Eating organic produce. If you go to the grocery store, you should be spending a significant amount of time choosing your fruits and vegetables, or mostly vegetables. And we want to make sure you get a bag of lemons, get a cabbage and kale. Make sure you have some great avocados, incorporating all of these kinds of things in your smoothies. And having these things on hand are going to be setting you up for success. We want to minimize a lot of starchy vegetables, but it's important to have sweet potatoes and squashes on hand, because those are paleo compliant. And when you are losing carbs, you're going to want to have a little starch. You're going to feel like you need it. And I'd rather you reach for these kind of starchy vegetables than others. So I'll get more into food combining later. Some organic pantry staples that will be important are coconut milk, coconut oil, ground flaxseed, all of these. I'll be able to upload this file so you can have it. Shopping. So protein requirements are about 20 to 30 grams per meal for women, which is about 60 to 80 grams per day. For men, 35 to 40 grams per meal, 100 to 120 grams per day. Sounds like a lot. Most people are under-eating their protein and really just storing, satiating themselves with carbohydrates. So when we do this switch, your body will feel different. You will start feeling hungry for the right foods. And you will start feeling much better, actually. Okay, so over the 30 days, we want to love up our vegetables. We already talked about that. And some detox foods that we can incorporate into our vegetables are beets, lemons, green veggies, garlic, sea vegetables, and I'll do a posting about sea vegetables, broccoli sprouts, green tea. So I'm totally allowing green tea as a substitute for coffee. I think it's an excellent weight loss tool, organic green tea. It's also calming for people who are in high stress situations but need a natural lift. Green tea is totally acceptable. Cilantro, incorporating that in your foods, and turmeric. I have some turmeric cocktail recipes too. If you wanted to have additional supplements, you could do, the doTERRA Zendocrine Detox Blend. It has capsules, and it comes in capsules, or the oils. You can incorporate this, and you can order this if you'd like to. But important supplements to have in your pantry are magnesium, a probiotic that has 40 billion in cultures with multiple strains, high dose probiotic. Anything under 40 billion is useless. Vitamin D3. and having a B complex. That's all you need. Or just have a general multivitamin and the probiotic and the magnesium, because most people don't get magnesium. So just some quick side effects of detox. You may feel tired or have some headaches. You may have some skin eruptions, irritability, especially if you're quitting coffee. So just stick with it. You may feel a little yucky the first few days if you really have been on a high carbohydrate, refined, and sugary diet. Take it slow. Don't get overwhelmed with it, and just know that over the first few days it will get better. It will subside, but drink lots of water, get plenty of rest, because the first few days as you transition your diet, you will feel a little tired. You want to reduce stress in your life during this time as much as possible. August is a nice time because it's quiet at work. Everybody's on vacation. Maybe you're going to be doing this part on your vacation. But getting adequate sleep and drinking lots of water are going to be really important. I'll get into chewing slowly and eating slowly, and we'll get into mindfulness practice around eating. So I posted this on a Facebook page, but basically this week and over this weekend, really it's about readying your mind and surroundings and getting your menu guide and food prepped for the week, and getting a journal and daily journaling and reflecting and share. You could use the Facebook group as a journal. You can post messages or write personal messages to yourself in your journal about setting your intentions for the day and what you've eaten and how you're feeling. Just being mindful. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Just a few jotted notes is fine on a daily basis. So having all of your supplies gathered is important by, this weekend. Readying your mind and your surroundings, really clearing out your cupboards and of all your junk foods and chips and cookies. And if you have other family members that are eating that stuff, then put that away and away from visibility. It shouldn't be out on the counters. It shouldn't be easily accessible. And again, preparing your food. It's important to set our intentions for the next 30 days. And I don't want you to take light in that, because what you say you're going to do and how you're going to do it is going to impact how you actually, how successful you are. So that's really important. I uploaded a daily tracker sheet. It's an Excel file and also a PDF format. This is something you can use. Some people like to use this. Some people don't like to use it. Everybody's different. So what this shows is just kind of like, did you have your morning rising cocktail? What was for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and your mid-morning snacks? Give an estimation of your protein, fats, and carbs. What kind of vegetables or colored vegetables did you eat? How much sleep you had, how much exercise, how much stress, and so forth. So final reminders are just to begin eliminating and tapering down on dairy, gluten, sugary, processed foods, and your alcoholic beverages. Start your menu planning and journal daily. If you have detox supplements that you want to take, begin with that. And listen to your body and get plenty of rest and lots of water. Here are some great wellness experts. Trina Gorman will be holding a live workshop free of charge for our group. And she is a journaling expert and blogger, and she's going to be running a workshop for us probably next Saturday. Again, if you're not able to join these things, it's okay. Everything's going to be recorded and shared with everybody. Not everybody's going to be on the same schedule. Allison McHugh is a yoga meditation teacher, part owner of Yoga Power Flow Studios. Fred Hahn, Slow Burn Personal Training. I have Deborah Lubecken. She's awesome. Life Force Yoga Healing Institute. She's doing a breathwork meditation for us. Dr. Gajinski is a dental practitioner. And just 1 minute, please.
James is here.
Okay, thanks. And Dr. James Mizrahi, who's a family chiropractic practitioner. So all of these people are here to support us and give us insights on our wellness plan. So I'm gonna weekly, I'm gonna be able to share with you some accountability actions, and it may look like this. So like, look at the colors of your food. It's like basically something to be mindful of over the week. It's like a homework assignment or something that you can kind of grab onto. And I'm going to challenge you to do some of these exercises from week to week. And so keep a lookout for this, and you'll see that. So if you are not a personal training client for Slow Burn, Fred is offering a complimentary session for people who are not clients currently to come in and try out his workout. Also, Monica Hahn Photography has a gift voucher for doing a photo session for our members. And here's some of the things that people have said that, after doing the wellness programs, they've had higher energy levels, community and communication was key, high-level meal plan. They never felt hungry or wanted to eat more. It's something that was a great jumpstart for them. They lost a lot of pounds. This is just in 10 days, like 2 to 3 pounds, 7 to 8 pounds over 10 days. So over the 30 days, we're going to be able to do some really great work together. So I am so happy that you're joining this program. I'm sorry it's early, and we will keep in contact, communicado through Facebook. And at any point, if you have any questions, please contact me via my cell phone or via email. And again, post your questions along. I will upload this deck to the files section and also the video so that you can replay it if you want. I wanted to keep it short because not a lot of people have more than 30 minutes of time. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for getting up early to be with me. And I will see you online. And you guys are going to be awesome. It's going to be a successful journey. I'm totally here for you, and just support you 100%. I am in service to you. So thank you so much.